Extra special warning. Our hosts do no research and preparation for these movies. They are just two cynical douchebags. They think just because they have 10 years of bad TV under their belts, they are qualified to review these horrible movies.
Welcome back, YouTube viewers. Bird and Gutter here with another one of the worst movies on Netflix. And we're back again with another craptastic Steven Seagal movie.
Oy vey.
Throw the title at him, Bird.
Maximum Conviction. Him and Steve Austin.
Yes.
Stone Cold.
Him and Steve Austin in this craptastic fucking movie. It's another movie that's kind of just boring. You know, there's nothing really too awful in it besides Seagal's gut and his fucking mumbling acting. But besides that...
Well, there's Steve Austin and his fucking incoherent voice. I mean, if you watch this movie, you cannot understand a word either one of them are saying. You got Steve Austin is like, go over to do, and then you got fucking Seagal, who's just like, nothing. Couldn't pick out any dialogue. So I had no idea what was going on. All I know is people were breaking into this place. They were hiding two Chinese chicks and dudes were running with guns. And then there was a big guy and Seagal went blah, blah, blah,
That's
blah,
nowhere close.
I don't know. It was dumb. I don't care about it. I don't care what direction it went. It went no direction. It was just like, I'm Steve Austin, and I'm basically going to pick up the slack of this whole film because Seagal is not in it.
Alright, so in this movie, Stone Cold is brought in by fucking Seagal to close down these couple buildings in some kind of
maximum prison
in Oregon or something, but it's some kind of like military thing where they put all these scary prisoners and stuff, you know, the worst of the worst, blah blah fucking blah.
Who weren't even that bad, by the way.
Yeah. So then they have like, you know, a scene with Stone Cold and fucking Seagal, and then it ends up being Seagal has to fight an inmate because he's getting all unruly.
Yeah.
And what kind of inmate did they find for Seagal to fight?
Well, they made sure they got the biggest, fattest dude they possibly can.
Yeah, to make
probably in Seagal's contract.
To make Seagal look smaller. Yeah, exactly. I mean, this dude was fucking huge. And it was a craptastic fucking blah. You know, same fucking shit you see in Seagal movies for the last fucking 20 goddamn years, but slower.
Yeah, pretty much he wins every time.
Yeah.
You know, like, I mean, come on. This bastard prides himself on being humble, but he fucking kicks everybody's ass in every
humble,
film.
But I'm a god.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then I beat the piss out of my
Because during
wife.
this fucking fight with the fat inmate, you know, lots and lots and lots of fucking cuts. Like, every little teeny tiny movement that Seagal does, bow cut, bow cut.
Because he's out of breath by that time.
Exactly.
He's like, look, I don't care. I don't care. He's human, okay? Now, guys who work out for the UFC or boxing work out all the time, and they're still winded after a little bit of throwing hands and shit. Seagal seems to be able to do it with limited problems, respiratory-wise.
But no, that's in the movies. That's what he wants you to believe. In real life, he throws his hand up like this, and he's like,
he's sweating profusely.
Just to eat a fucking donut, that fat boy fucking runs out of breath.
I'm gonna take you to the bank, jelly donut, the belly bank.
So the keyboard Colin Farrell is one of Seagal's fucking buddies, and he's another guy that in this movie kind of picks up the slack because he had a really good fight scene at the end. That was the best part of this fucking movie.
And like in two films that we've done of Seagal so far, they've always had to have some other athletic dude to pick up the slack.
Yeah,
you know.
And this one had two: Stone Cold and keyboard Colin Farrell.
Yeah, last time I checked, Jean-Claude Van Damme was able to do it all on his own still.
The best part of this... No, I can't even say the best part.
Yeah.
One part of this movie is that all the exposition in this movie, right, in this scene, is all given by quiet-ass Steven Seagal and muttering-ass fucking Stone Cold. I mean, fuck.
Stone Cold was like, he's like, David Dean, boom, ding, and everybody's like, right.
And it sucks because I like Stone Cold. He seems like a pretty cool dude. So I don't want to fucking have to talk shit on Seagal.
Look,
I mean, Stone Cold.
We're not talking about Stone Cold, himself.
Yeah, I really have no complaints besides not being able to understand him. I really have no complaints in this movie.
We have hate for him because unlike Seagal, Austin hasn't gone around talking shit about everybody, you know, and blackball eyeballing everybody. You know, guy, that fat prick.
I'm a weapons expert.
You ain't shit, fat boy. That's fucking camera mirrors and fucking smoke. Remember that stupid cop show he did where he was shooting through the same hole? Yeah, he's like bang, 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 and they're like, Chief, know what he's doing. These are the stupidest cops ever.
Anyway, let's get back to maximum conviction, right? So Seagal brings to one of the places at Stone Cold shutting down these two female inmates. Some Asian chick and some hooker, white chick, Latina chick. I'm not sure what the fuck.
Yeah, and somebody write a comment about what the point of them two was, because at this point still I don't get it. Why were they important? What was
Well, they explain why the Asian chick's important, so we'll get into that a little bit later.
Oh, okay. Well, do tell. Because I really, I seriously don't know.
The two female inmates we were talking about, they are the target of some kind of merc team that comes in and takes over the prison. Here's where all the...
Kmart Ray Liotta.
This is where all the fucking, action comes in. Because nothing really happened besides the fat inmate fight up to this point.
Right, but, you're putting a lot of emphasis on action.
No, I'm not. There's very little emphasis on action in this fucking movie.
When they get in there's like one fight between one bad guy and one supposed good guy.
We've noticed in these fucking movies, say, Against the Dark, there's just a lot of people walking around one building with guns.
Because what else are they going to do? They got 2 rooms to film in. That's all they get. Murderland, But I mean, this is a little different. They had different locations,
No, but it was all in one prison.
Right, but it was
a lot of boiler rooms.
There was a couple shots of Seagal's fat ass driving
in
around
a car.
The compound.
Yeah, because he wasn't really in this movie much. He was in it in the beginning, then he was in a bar, and then he was in a car, which, go out, drink and drive, Seagal, that's great. But yeah, that's about all he was in it.
So basically, when he started to film, and they told him to do that fight scene, after that fight scene, he was so out of breath, he couldn't continue till the very end of the film.
Exactly.
He stayed in his trailer sucking on oxygen and fucking ho-hos until he said, alright, Steve, your turn.
And the music in this movie never fucking stops.
Nope.
But it's also more action-packed than the actual movie itself. I mean, it has some exciting music going on when nothing's fucking happening. Fuck.
I know, it's like, bon, dun, 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 bon, dun, dun, dun,
and it's Kmart Colin Farrell and Stone Cold walking through a fucking room.
Here, you drink your beer calmly and I'll do the action music. Bum, dun, bum, boom, boom, bling, 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 bang. That was basically what it was. Yes, this scene of him just calmly drinking his beer and fucking the music was all like action-packed. It was Die Hard action-packed, but mostly it was just them running down a hallway or just standing still.
Okay, so Stone Cold's stuck inside, so Fat Boy Steven Seagal has to save the day. So he calls in this team, like a team of his friends, with the Kmart Colin Farrell's in. So they go to this prison, they break in, and then, they have to fight the fucking mercs that are in the fucking prison, blah, blah, fucking blah. A lot of walking around, a lot of fucking guns going like this, very few fucking shots fired. Steven Seagal is breathing heavy, sitting down. I mean, he's sitting in this bar.
Because it took everything out of him to get out of his trailer and get to the set.
And then they have another little fight scene with Seagal, and he does the Seagal arm break like in every fucking movie.
Yeah, I like that at first, but it's the same thing with Van Damme's 360 thing. I mean, you can't really get tired of it, but then after a while, you're kind of like, yeah, he did the, yeah. Like, anybody's gonna stand there and just let you go, King though.
Just like every Seagal movie ever made since he has gained the girth of a fucking elephant, he always has to have some kind of fucking clothing covering his gut.
Oh, yeah.
A big leather coat, a flak jacket, something.
All the way up to here. But then, he has shit like that on, and you can still see his fat ass head, his cheeks pouring out the side of it. He's like, Tommy like Winnie.
And we were talking about the score. This movie has hints of Inception in its score. Why does every fucking movie that's been put out since that fucking movie have to have the horns? Bong! Bong! Fucking sick of it, my God.
Yeah, every single one.
During some of these shootouts, there's some really, really, really bad CG muzzle flashes that don't even match, like, the fucking barrels of the gun. And the second female prisoner, not the Asian one, is part of the Merc team. And it finally explains that the Asian prisoner is some kind of spy for the Chinese, and she has some kind of little device implanted in her that if she dies, it'll wipe the information that she has stored on it, blah, blah, fucking blah. It doesn't fucking matter.
So I get it now.
A whole bunch of typical action movie stuff happens, you know, the same old fucking cliche shit we've seen for the last fucking 30 years.
Steven Seagal gets his guy, Seagal gets his guy.
You mean Stone Cold gets his guy, Seagal gets his guy.
What did I say?
Seagal and Seagal.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Yeah. But yeah, Stone Cold
Austin is like, you know.
Stone Cold gets his guy, the Kmart Colin Farrell gets his guy, but that fight scene was actually pretty fucking decent, surprisingly.
Decent,
And then, you know, Seagal gets his guy, doesn't really have to fight much, and it's all bleh,
No,
bleh,
because it's like,
bleh.
it's kind of like, you know, look, I was disappointed in, what was that stupid Navy film he did?
Oh, Under Siege?
Under Siege 2, I was kind of disappointed because I mean, at least Tommy Lee Jones had gave him a fighting chance, you know? But with this guy, he just whooped his fucking ass. It was just all whoop ass, you know? Good man, all whoop ass. Fucking out to kill, all whoop ass. There's not one time that he actually is in trouble. The only time he was in Above the Law when fucking creepy Guatemalan dude had him tied up, giving him drugs. He was making that face. He was like, you know.
But fuck other Seagal movies. We're talking about this one.
I like those ones.
So whenever Seagal's going to get his guy, he's hiding behind a wall. But he's so fucking fat, he's barely hiding behind this fucking wall.
His guts sticking out this
He's
far.
so fucking fat, he can't hide behind a fucking wall. I know I'm a big fat fucking pig, but I can hide behind a wall.
Yeah, you're not that junky.
The last note I have in the notebook is Kmart Colin Farrell outshines Seagal. And that's it. The ending of this movie was fucking pointless. You know, happy ending. Seagal goes his way.
Yeah.
Stone Cold goes his way. And they, like, hint at a sequel, but, you know, nobody's fucking producing the sequel to Maximum fucking Conviction.
It's not happening.
And that's Maximum fucking Conviction.
Because they don't take enough time. Look, even old Seagal films, you know, you weren't like, it's not like you knew every little in-depth thing about the character, but this thing gave you none. No hint of any backstory, nothing.
Well, besides the point of saying that Seagal and Stone Cold were black ops dudes back in the day.
You're not giving people enough of understanding of them. It was just like,
and like, how are you supposed to care about these characters if you know nothing the fuck about them?
Right, and they take them and they immediately throw them into action. You know,
if that's what you want to fucking call it.
Whatever. I mean, they throw them into
the
tepid shit. You know,
they throw them into conflict.
Yeah, mild conflict. Just hey, stop it. That's all pretty much it was.
Yeah.
And this is pretty much more technique
this
than
is a pretty,
ever showed.
I mean, we knew this movie was going to be blah, but it's kind of just disappointing all around. Like I said, it's another one of those movies that's not bad enough to be fucking fun, and it's not good. I mean, Stone Cold was okay. Kmart Colin Farrell was okay.
In which part?
Kmart Colin Farrell?
No, any of them. At what point were they okay? Like, the fight scenes, I'll give you that. But the talking, the acting was horrible.
I don't even remember Kmart Colin Farrell even acting.
Stone Cold was exactly that. Stone Cold. The guy was just like, they're like, what? He's like, he's like, oh, beat that guy? Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, because you couldn't understand it. But he was just frozen. Like a fucking hot dog. He was just like, grrr.
True.
You know? And the back of his head looks like a piece of ugly fruit. The top of his head looks like the surface of the moon.
You need to broaden your horizons past ugly fruit. You know, be like a cantaloupe, a honeydew even.
I just said that the top of his head looked like the surface of the moon. I mean, it's all scarred and big gash holes and shit, like craters. Maybe that's why he's talking.
Well, anyway, let's get away from Maximum Conviction and introduce next week's movie.
Do we have to?
Yes, we do, because
No.
this one's bad.
Really bad.
But it's a kind of a fun bad, 'cause it's got 35-year-old high school students, a fuck ton of big-ass fake titties,
yeah.
dookie teeth women, all kinds of shit. It is Vampageddon.
Oh. I didn't even want to say it with you.
Yeah, it's just...
Fuck it.
Ugh.
Let him say
It's
it.
bad. Bad.
I know we say that a lot.
But it was fun bad. It was a fun bad, but it drug on a lot. But that's next week.
Yeah.
So for Bird and Gutter, once again, this has been one of the worst movies on Netflix. Yeah. So what the best part of this whole entire movie is quiet ass Seagal and unintelligible goddamn Stone Cold give us all the exposition.
Wait a minute. Is it unintelligible or is it fuck? What's it called?
We're stupid. Does it really matter anyway?
Like incoherent.
It's either way. Well, it's either way, because if you can't understand it, it's unintelligible. Just like every other Seagal movie made since he has grown the girth of an elephant, he has to have some kind of fuck.
Sorry. That was coming. I couldn't stop.
Let's do another Seagal movie, let's say, next month.
No.
No.
We're not doing that. That's not happening.
I'd rather do another Dennis Devine movie before I do a Seagal movie.